Hey everybody, Miss Dietrich here. We're taking a look at one of the more challenging questions on Final Exam Review D. Jan began with 5/6 pound of modeling clay and used 1/5 of the clay to make decorative magnets. She divides the remaining clay into 8 equal portions. What is the weight of the clay in each portion? All right, so let's model what we're starting out with, which is 5/6 pound of modeling clay. And I put that on this number line and shaded in blue. Now she's going to use 1/5 of that. So let's look at it in the picture first, and then we'll talk about the algorithm for that. Now do you see how we have 5 equal chunks? 1 chunk, 2 chunk, 3, 4, 5. If we circle one of the 5 chunks, that's 1/5 of the blue line. So that means this value, by the way, is 1/6. So 1/6 is used. Now how would we figure that out if we had to do the algorithm? Well, remember, of means multiply. We would take this amount and multiply it with this amount. We could reduce and then multiply. 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 times 1 is 6. So let's talk about how do we get this amount. Now, if we're going to do the algorithm, our starting amount was 5/6. We're using 1/6. So how many 6s are left? Well, isn't 5 minus 1 4 6s? So we have 4 6s. See, here's a 6, here's 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6s, which, by the way, is equal to 2/3. All right, let's write that down. So this is how much we used, and this represents how much is left, which is 2/3, or if you prefer, 4 6s. Now we're taking the amount in the green circle and we're breaking it up into 8 equal portions. Let's look at how we might model that, because we have 4 sections. So if we take each section, divide that in half, let's do that, and we can look at the model of it. All right, so see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. So the question is, what's the value of one of these sections? Now, if we have to do the algorithm for that, we're basically taking 2/3, which is what we have, and we're dividing it by 8. And you may recall, keep, change, flip. Keep the 2/3. Change this to multiplication. And change this to its reciprocal. Remember, that's the same as 8 over 1, which means that that becomes 1 over 8. All right, and then we might even consider reducing. 2 goes into that once. 2 goes into that 4 times. Can't do anything going this way. So let's finish up. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 4 is 12. Now let's look at our little chunk and ask ourselves, is this 1/12? If I were to break these little chunks down, are we talking about 12, are these twelfths? And the answer to that question is yes. So this value that I have in yellow is equal to 1/12. All right, hopefully you found this video helpful.